What is going on, Birds Nation? Welcome on back to another edition of Eagles Talk Live. Of course, I'm El Parcero Philly. Another week into preseason. Well, I'm sorry, another week into training camp as we prepare for week one of preseason, one of three here for the Philadelphia Eagles. Their only home game for the preseason this year will be on Friday. So we're obviously going to be looking ahead at that. We have an injury update that we need to be talking about, a big key piece for this Philadelphia Eagles football team heading into week one. We'll be discussing, of course, we'll be looking around camp's news and notes. And then we're going to end, of course, by looking at the wide receiver and tight end position as we continue looking at these position breakdowns for the Birds heading into this upcoming year. And, of course, we're going to get to what you guys want to talk about. Of course, this is Eagles Talk Live. We have the YouTube comment sections as well as the TikTok comment sections open. So we'll be reading those throughout the live segment. So keep dropping your comments, questions, and concerns in both of those comment sections so we can read them because we want to hear what you guys got to say. So definitely drop them in there. Right now, we're dropping the link in the comment section here on YouTube so you guys can come on in the show and give us your thoughts on the Birds, whatever you guys want to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles or football in general. Listen, you guys, listen, I think I should put out this disclaimer right away because, you know, we're obviously heading into fantasy draft period, and as August is always notorious is, I'm not a fantasy football guy. All right. I really do appreciate you guys coming to me for your football advice, which I'm more than happy to give you my opinions and my advice on football. I'm not a fantasy football guy. So I'll give you my best suggestion for fantasy football picks, but it's probably not the best advice you want to be getting it from. So I just want to put a disclaimer out there. I listen, I appreciate it, and I respect your guys' love and grind for fantasy football. It's just not my gig, but definitely we'll do our best, man. That's all we try to do. We just try to do our best here, man. All right, you feel me? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Cool. Welcome, guys. Welcome on in. All right, so real quick, a quick reminder that Eagles Talk Live is sponsored by La Terrain Watches. If you folks are in the market for a brand new watch, consider checking out La Terrain Watches. High quality watches at a bargain price. Right now, if you use my promo code Parcero Philly at the checkout page, you'll receive 10% off of your purchase of a La Terrain watch. So make sure you guys check them out. And a big thank you to our friends over at La Terrain Watches. Also, we got Bearded Knowledge checking on in. Go Birds! Go Birds! We love it, man. Make sure you guys check out Trending in the AM, doing a great job. Our DSM Media morning show. So definitely check out, man. All right, guys. All right. I already saw it. Listen, do not spoil the Phillies here for me. I have it recording right now. I'm literally waiting till the game is over so I can watch it without commercials and without any interruptions from YouTube TV. So please, guys, I beg of you, do not spoil it for me. I'm watching the Phillies. Please. Again, I'm begging you. Do not spoil the Phillies for me. No, like we actually talked about the Union match recap. That's on my YouTube channel right now. If you head on over to the link in my bio, you can check it out right there. Actually, big shout out to all you guys showing love to the Union videos in general. I really do appreciate it, guys. So that's out there right now. We have only 30 minutes here, Nolik, so we're not going to discuss the Union. And out of respect to all of our Eagles fans, we're just not going to talk about the Union. But I do appreciate you, man. We also had Duke by the River last night, so definitely check that out as well. We have outlets, man. We got options here for you. I don't leave you guys hanging. I never do. AM/FM, it's completely okay. Bell Boy, I completely get it. It's obviously time for the Phillies. I just, however, with the middle of work, and obviously I have limited time, and I want to continue doing these Eagles Talk lives because we're getting closer to the season. So I'm just putting off the Phillies right now. I'm going to watch it while I'm working, and I will have the game We'll talk about the Phillies. If you guys want to talk about the Phillies, 9 o'clock tonight, we'll be doing the Phillies game recap. We'll be discussing it there. We'll be talking everything today as we look ahead. New York Mets, but we're going to get to the Philadelphia Eagles, man. All right, let's jump right into it, guys. Obviously, I want to just real quick preparation. It's official. It's tomorrow. We have our actual first game. I know it's just preseason, but you have competitive football going on. It'll be at the link. It'll be the Jets and the Eagles as they always meet up in every preseason. 7:30 kickoff on Friday night. So Friday Night Lights. It should be a lot of fun. I just want to say this, everyone knows, I could care less about preseason sports. I don't care what sport it is. I just don't really care for. I'll watch a little bit, but I'm not really diving deep into it. And for the fans that really digest preseason sports like it's regular season, I find hilarious. But It's just keep it in mind. It's preseason football, right, guys? Same thing with the open practices, which you guys went absolutely giddy for. It was absolutely hilarious the amount of overreactions that we got over that open practice game. And look, I get it. We talked about before the starvation factor when it comes to the birds and to football. We miss it. We haven't seen it in so long, but we just get so crazy when you see Jalen Hurts throw one nice pass. That doesn't mean that Jalen Hurts is going to go on an MVP form this year. Or when you got Jordan Davis that happened just happened to get the best of Cam Jurgens, and of course the fan in the sidelines or in the stands happens to capture it, and everyone thinks now that Cam Jurgens is a bust and Jordan Davis is going to be the reincarnation of Aaron Donald. He's going to be better than Aaron Donald. Just relax. So that's the same. So the same mentality is going to go into tomorrow night. It's game one, and here's another thing that we need to discuss. For all my old heads, for all my boomers, I want you guys to listen up. You get your reading glasses, see me clearly, all right? Because I'm about to speak to you clearly, all right? So it's 2022. The days of your starters going 3/4 deep, it's long gone. Like, you're lucky in today's day and age if your starters are going to go 1/4. I'm okay with what they're doing with. Now, I'll say this. I do think that in one of these games, these guys should get more than 2-3 series. Give me a quarter of football for the first team in one of these games. I'm okay with the 1-2 snaps here today, or sorry, on Friday, tomorrow night. Next week, you get those guys out there for a quarter, and then if you really want to rest them out in the third game, I don't care about that. I really don't. Everyone's freaking out, and I know we're gonna get those people. You know, if the Eagles start off slow, it's like, hey, this is why you play them every freaking preseason game. This is why they should go 100% practice. Bring back 2-a-days. Give them the Oklahomas, and then you wonder, and people like are not oblivious to the fact that the Eagles finished the season off with one of the most healthiest rosters out there, and they don't think that, oh, maybe it's because Nick Sirianni didn't put these mother effers to the ringer in the offseason. Essentially, it's training camp, it's preseason. I don't need those guys killing each other. I needed them killing people in December, not in August. So I'm okay with just keeping it easy. It's 2022. What worked? What happened last year worked. Who cares if we started 2-4? We made the playoffs at 9-8. We weren't supposed to. And they were healthy. So I'm okay with that. I'm not expecting too much here. I'm really not. But, obviously, when we do see the first team out there, obviously you want to continue seeing the chemistry being built from A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. No updates on Devontae Smith. We'll see what the update is for. Hopefully we can get an update soon enough there. But of course, obviously want to see some of these camp battles. Obviously, want to see. I wonder. I think pretty sure Andre Dillard's back. I would like to see how Andre Dillard would be looking. I want to see the battle in the right tackle position. I don't want to get too deep in the offensive line because next week episode we're breaking down the linemen. But there are some little battles and little things I want to see. Obviously, the safety position, I think that's the biggest competition when I look out on the field. Especially, it looks like Marcus Epps has the upper hand, but it's to be seen. It's crazy that Jaqueski's start has really not stepped up whatsoever. An opportunity here for him to keep his career going and play some meaningful football, and he really hasn't done much of anything in camp so far. Obviously, the backups of the cornerback positions, your second-team corners really are up for grabs as well. McClain going down really does suck. Zach McPherson, what does he kind of have as well? Tay Gowan too. There's some young guys out here who are looking to get looked in to make a roster spot. So it's gonna be fun to watch tomorrow and what we have as far as backup, because it's those camp battles that you enjoy watching during a little training camp action. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but it should be a lot of fun. Wish we could see a little bit more of the Jets, because I have heard a lot about Zach Wilson out in Florham Park practice now. I forget where it's in North Jersey, but he's been looking pretty impressive, and would like to see that in action. I want to see if he can have a bounce back here. I think his rookie year was tough with the injuries and just the Jets being god awful. But we'll see what he can do here for the Jets. But it should be a fun one, despite how many reps these starters get, and I'm excited to get going. But real quick, and then I'll get to the comment sections. Speaking to the competition, Cam Jurgens is going to get a lot of play tomorrow. Obviously, we got the news. Was it yesterday? Jason Kelce is going to undergo a little bit of elbow in surgery. Obviously, you guys know he's got the elbow brace. It looks like they want to clean it up, and the idea is for him to come back ready for week 1. Now, It's Jason Kelce. It's one of the toughest for we all know. And it's typically surgery, meaning that, the recovery time is like 2 months, 3 months. But, Jason Kelce's tough, and I would assume that he'll be back within a month, man. And that's going to be cutting it close to the start of the regular season. So we'll see what comes about it. But I mean, it's smart to get it done now. And of course, for a young kid in Cam Jurgensen, this is valuable. This is just valuable snaps, right? This isn't, he's not out here to get the starting job from Jason Kelce, but it's a learning experience. You're going to put under the fire a little bit, but I think this is the right time to kind of do it. You're going to get a lot of snaps now throughout training camp. And heck, if his injury happens to go down, obviously Seumalo is probably the right guard for this year. We know his injury history. So if, God forbid, you can put Cam Jurgensen in there, and he's already been heavily seasoned there. So it'll be interesting to see. But Jason Kelce injury is definitely a big one of note, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll see what you guys got to say. What do you guys got to say? What's up, Lexi? What's going on? Dylan, what's going on? How you doing, brother? Football scrimmage is 7 p.m. Our rivals can't watch birds. Oh, it's all good, man. It's all good, man. Go get it. Go get that roster spot, brother. My man Dylan is in his own training camp here. We love it, man. We love it. Who's the rival? Who's the rival, man? High school football rivalries can be very interesting, man. Who's your breakout? Zach wants to know who's your breakout team this season. We've actually talked about that. I think a lot of people are sleeping on the Minnesota Vikings. I think that if Kevin O'Connell can continue this trend of young coaches with exciting offenses, and it's not like the Vikings offense is trash. I mean, people do kill Kirk Cousins, but I think he's a mediocre quarterback, maybe above average quarterback. If he can just find the offense that's best suited for him, I think the Vikings could be that surprise team, breakout team, as you may say. So I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings, man. What's up, Colin? I haven't seen you in a while. Cole, what's happening, brother? Good seeing you, man. Who's our backup QBs this season? Minshew still? Yeah, Minshew's still here. The third quarterback is up for grabs. It's between Reed Sennett, who we got off of Miami last year, and then, of course, Carson Strong, who you were able to get as an undrafted rookie free agent this year. And it was a kid with a lot of promise. There was some talks before this past college football season that Carson Strong would be a late first, early second round pick. Injuries really killed him. Injuries really killed his whole entire career, but he's got an arm. He's got a big arm. He's got the tools, the intangibles to be a backup. I think that's like that's a hope he can be a backup in this league, but we'll see, man. We'll see. I like Carson, and that's gonna be one to watch. Reed Sennett versus Carson Strong in this first preseason game. Who's going to win the third job? Who's going to hold the clipboard? Who's going to be wearing the Nike Dry Fit on the sidelines? Who will it be? What's up, Pat? Pat's at the Phillies game. Pat, we'll be talking Phillies later tonight, so make sure you stay tuned for that, my man. Make sure you stay tuned for that. All right, I want to move forward here and look at some of these news and notes for today. And of course, this is sponsored and brought to us by, well, not sponsored. This isn't a paid sponsorship, but this is brought to us by Jimmy Kempski at the Philly Voice. This dude I think to me, does the best camp coverage out of them all. I'm being honest with you guys. And so from Jimmy Kempski's word, it seems like today was the Jalen Hurts practice. It looked like I apologize. This is from yesterday. We don't have today's notes out. I do apologize, guys. I should have clarified that from the jump. But this is the most recent camp notes that we got here. This is from yesterday. So it looked like yesterday was a really good Jalen Hurts practice, where Jalen Hurts looked really sharp. A couple nice throws. He threw a nice one deep down to AJ Brown down on the right sideline, and he looked really sharp. And the chemistry with AJ Brown continues to develop here. You guys all obviously all saw that in that Twitter video, that nice pass in the end zone. What was it? Bradbury was on him, and obviously everything. We all love that, but it looks like that chemistry continues to build. Now, I do think that Devontae Smith now not on the field definitely helps AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts to get their chemistry going a little bit more. There's a lot more reps that they're playing with one another. I do wonder how that will work when Devontae Smith's back, and that's one thing I have wondered. Because when you're talking about receivers at the level of both A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, typically these type of dudes want the ball at all costs. How are they going to be able to distribute the ball with all the weapons that they have? I mean, you got A.J., you got Devontae Smith, you got Goddard. Obviously, Quez Watkins is going to want his. You got backs in the backfield who can catch the ball. And oh, by the way, Jalen Hurts is a threat on the run as well. That's why it's so important for Jalen Hurts to be able to read the field at a much quicker rate than what he did last year, because you're going to have guys open. I mean, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith know how to get open. And if you're not able to hit those guys, number one, it's going to reflect on the scoreboard, on the offensive stats, but you're going to piss off A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. We're in the honeymoon stages right now with A.J. Brown. But the minute a receiver of those caliber of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith don't start getting the ball, there's going to be some rumblings. I guarantee you there will be some rumblings. So that's one thing I'm going to be keeping an eye on. I don't think a lot of people are talking about that. What is the dynamic in that wide receiving room? There's some good future. I mean, I don't want to say Hall of Famers at this point, but there is the potential. They have the potential when you watch them play at that. That's one thing I'll definitely be looking at. And of course, Zach Pascal looked really good as well yesterday. It looks like he's been one of Jalen's favorite targets as well. Jalen Ray's been interesting. He's been having a good camp, and he's really making his case. Why should Jalen Reagor stay on with the Birds? Why should he? And he's making his case. He's making some nice catches, making some nice plays. Tomorrow we talked about preseason. Tomorrow's going to be a big day for him as well. He's got to show out. He's got to earn his roster spot. I mean, it's crazy. A first-round pick in 2020 is literally fighting for a roster spot. And that's interesting to see. One guy I want you guys to keep an eye on continuing, and that's one I want you guys to look at tomorrow as well. I mean, the returning position is something we need solidified. We don't have that solidified punt return. Forget the kick return. No one cares about a kick return in 2022. But Britton Covey, he's looked really good here for the Birds, the Utah Utes guy. He's got some speed. He's been looking like one of the good punt returners in camp. It looks like him and Jalen Reagor have been taking a lot of those snaps, but they'll obviously get their equal amount of snaps tomorrow. So we'll see how Britton Covey will look in the return game and special team. That's the one to be looking at. He's looking pretty solid. I've also heard that Patrick Johnson has had a good camp, and this is the guy I actually liked watching last year. Still very raw, but he had that nice athletic ability, and he had some snaps near the end of the season. And he's been having a good camp so far here. And obviously, we all know that JG is getting really creative with this defense this year, is giving a bunch of different looks. And how could Patrick Johnson possibly fit in that? But we will see what happens. It looks like Jaquiski Tart, it's not looking good for him, as we just kind of discussed. And he's been missing practice for a personal reason. That's not good at all, but that's one to definitely keep an eye out. But right now, the way the defensive backfield is looking. If he needs to kind of show out in these next couple weeks, in these next 2 weeks at least, because a roster spot is not guaranteed for him. Jordan Davis had a really interesting comment yesterday that I think we need to bring up. We talked about that viral video of Jordan Davis absolutely destroying Cam Jurgens, and that's why I kind of hate these little training camp and practice videos or whatnot. Jordan mentioned that he hated it because at the moment, what everyone is seeing is Jordan Davis is absolutely destroying poor Cam Jurgens. But what people don't see is that it's been an absolute battle throughout camp. And that's how it always is. It's the same thing out with A.J. Brown versus Bradbury or Slay versus Smith. Like, they're getting the best out of one another. These are all talented professional athletes. They're going to get the best of one another every now and then. You don't think – I guarantee there has been a pancake by Jurgens on Jordan Davis. I guarantee that. Cam Jurgens is legit. From what I've seen, he is definitely legit. And even the college tape. There's a reason why Kelce was advocating for Cam Jurgens. I thought that was very mature of Jordan Davis as well to come out of defense for his dude, for his fellow lineman. Obviously not a defensive lineman, but same team. That to me showed a little bit of the maturity already of Jordan Davis. It's been fun to watch, man. His personality, and I think that just watching him play, we're just going to absolutely love. He's going to be an absolute menace to all backfields, all offensive linemen. And I'm just excited to watch more of Mr. Jordan Davis. He's going to be great, man. We got Pittsburgh, which is next town over for us. We had 2-year school. It will get chippy. Okay. We got the Pittsburgh Rivalry. All right. What position are you, Dylan? What position is that, man? Hustle Sny. So is Cam that small or Jordan that big? His response was great. Yeah, his response was perfectly. I mean, Jurgens is obviously not as tall as Jordan Davis, but dude still got power, right? And he still got he still has that low center of gravity. So, it was just a moment where Davis got the best of him. Just unfortunate someone was recording it, right? It's just the it's just the unfortunate situation, man. I'm sorry, guys. I'm tired. I'm blanking on words. I'm blanking on thoughts, but that thoughts. I'm blanking on thoughts. All right, let's get backstage, guys. If you guys want to come on in the show, you guys are more than welcome to. The link in the comment section. I'm actually putting back in the comment section. If you guys want to come on in, you guys can give us your thoughts. Camp, Birds going to scheme. Give me your predictions. Anything football. We got any Packers, any Cowboys, any Saints, any Chiefs fans? Come on in the show. We'll be discussing it. Let's go backstage. Let's bring on our boy, Mr. Raynell, to Eagles
Hello
Talk.
there. Hello there.
How are you right now?
Not happy.
Please do not spoil the Phillies for me right now.
Yeah.
Please don't spoil it for me.
They're losing 3-0.
Why right now? Why really ask for me?
I know. I didn't want to do it.
I mean, I have yet to watch the game. I'll be honest. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on right now.
Me either, but I know we are losing.
What else, man? You keep an eye on the Eagles, man?
Oh,
You
yeah.
just Phils.
Watching
What do you
their
got?
live stream a lot.
Okay. What are your thoughts so far on camp and everything that's going on with the Eagles?
It's going good. Every time I join in the live stream, they're talking about Jalen Hurts and our offense, our defense.
Surprise. What do you think about Jalen Hurts?
Good. Today he didn't throw no pick six, but yesterday he did.
Woohoo! No pick sixes. Let's go. So how many touchdowns is Jalen gonna throw this year? What do you think?
I don't know.
Give me a rough number.
10.
10? Okay. If he only throws 10 touchdowns, we'll have a problem. But hey. Who do you think is gonna be his favorite? Is his favorite target gonna be AJ Brown or Devontae Smith this year? Who has more catches between the two?
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith, you think he has more catches?
Yeah.
Do you like Devontae Smith a little bit better than AJ Brown?
I think so. They both play from Alabama.
AJ Brown?
They both play from Alabama.
AJ Brown went to Ole Miss, but I think there was somewhere else he went before that, but he finished at Ole Miss. He could be right actually. But what else you got going on today? Any other sports?
No. No.
My man. Right now, you're gonna be there.
Soccer today.
Yeah, man. You're gonna be there till
yesterday.
Yeah, it was all yesterday. Yeah, I have no idea.
1-2.
Hey, there you go. You gonna be there tonight for Phillies game recap right now?
Oh yeah.
All right, man. We'll talk about it then, man. Once I watch the game, I know what's going on. I'll tell you how I feel. All right.
Okay.
Sounds good, brother. Thanks so much for coming in right now.
Okay.
You have a good day. Thank you. Right now, man. You spoiled it for us, but it's all good. It's all good, man. Dylan, I play center starting varsity. Let's get it, Dylan. Let's get it, bro. All right, little Jason Kelce action there. We see you. All right, so let's continue our position breakdowns, guys. I want to look today at the wide receiver / tight end room. Let's start with the wideouts. And obviously, this is a core. Like last year, the concern that everyone was talking about was the experience of these guys. You had Devontae Smith, a rookie, Quez Watkins, second year, Jalen Reagor, second year. Greg Ward was like in his fourth year as an undrafted guy who was a quarterback, excuse me. And so the problem was, and the concern was the amount of experience these guys had. This year's a little bit different. This year, there's like legit expectations from this room, and a lot of people are like, there's like there's wide receivers in this room that people are wondering, like, will they even make the roster despite the talent and despite the production that they have given to this team. Obviously, the big one is adding AJ Brown to this room, to this core. AJ Brown, obviously an established NFL wide receiver, coming in here with an already built chemistry with his best friend Jalen Hurts. And so the expectation and what it's, go back to what we just discussed. AJ Brown, there's a lot of expectation that he will be, again, continuing on the trajectory he's been on his career, continue being a top 10 wide receiver, helping this offense get into the next level where they want to go. But again, I'm wondering how that chemistry is going to be with Devontae Smith. How are we going to get enough balls to both AJ Brown and Devontae Smith with Jalen Hurts? Like, again, the big question mark is Jalen Hurts and being able to get the balls to these guys. It's obvious the talent is much better this year than what it was last year. Between adding guys like AJ Brown and Zach Pascal to having more experience for guys like Devontae Smith and Quez Watkins. So this room but to me, this is probably the best wide receiving room that we've had since Deshaun Jackson and Jeremy Maclin and Jason Avant. Like, we've come a long way. You've got speed, you've got strength. You got a guy like AJ Brown who we know he's going to go for the short yardage, get a lot of that yak, and he's used that body and that strength. Where Devontae Smith's going to do a little bit of everything. He's a well polished wide receiver. Besides maybe the power, he did get a little more yoked. I mean, he's probably closer to 170 now than he was maybe last year. So he might be at 170. I don't know, but he's looking better. Obviously, right now he's been injured, battling with the groin, so we haven't been able to see him a lot. But to that point, I mean, the thought is this year that you're going to have AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Quez Watkins as your starting three wideouts, your X, Y, and your Z. Now, what's going to be behind them? Now, how many wide receivers is Nick Sirianni going to keep on this roster? Now, when I look at the next three, I would assume that we're going to stick with 5 wide receivers and maybe 1 on the practice squad, or maybe 6 wide receivers, 1 in the practice squad, 5 wide receivers, 2 in the practice squad. But when I look at the 5 main guys that will be on this roster, I think it's going to be Quez, Devontae, AJ Brown, Zach Pascal. Now, here's the dilemma. I think that final spot is going to come down to Greg Ward and Jalen Reagor. And at that point, I think that production-wise, so far, Jalen Reagor has been doing a little bit more. But you know what? You know exactly what you get with Greg Ward. You know he's a serviceable guy that you can rely on. Like, he's obviously not Antonio Brown, but he's also not Jalen Reagor year one. But he's hands. He's got so much heart. He'll fight for everything. So you know what you're getting in Greg Ward. You don't really know what you're getting in Jalen Reagor. He can have a great camp and not do anything in the regular season. So that's really what it's going to come down to. Now, guys like Derek Kane, Britton Covey, Devin Allen, John Hightower. It's going to be really interesting. How many of these guys are we going to keep and put them on the practice squad? Britton Covey, we just discussed. Now, I see Britton making the squad, either Britton or Devin making the squad as a returner. And if they can't make the squad as a returner, then I just don't see how they can make this team. I don't think John Hightower makes his team either. It's his now 3rd year. He was like a fringe practice squad guy last year. So I just don't see that happening. Right. So, and then Derek Kane's been a guy who he took advantage of his snaps in minicamp. A little bit more quieter during training camp, but we'll see what happens in preseason. That's really when you want to show out. That's really where you get a lot of your brownie points if you show up preseason. So we'll see what'll happen there, man. What's going on? We got 302 birds in the chat. What's happening, guys? Keep doing good work over there. Delaware's fine. Dower in the house. We love it, man. We absolutely love it. So it should be a lot of fun. This wide receiving room is going to be fun. Let's look at the tight ends. You got Dallas Goedert, Jack Stoll, Tyree Jackson, and Grant Calcantara. It's an interesting room. Now, obviously, you're solidified Dallas Goedert, top 5, top 10 tight end, despite depending on who you ask. Obviously, we know that about Dallas Goedert. The question is behind him, and you obviously need a tight end behind him who can play. Jack Stoll, great dude, love the personality, great blocking tight end. I just don't know if he fits in today's day and age of tight end play. And then obviously you have Tyree Jackson and Grant Calcantara, who have athletic ability and they fit the mold of today's day and age of NFL tight ends. But neither one of these guys can stay healthy, no matter what level it is. Tyree Jackson, obviously converted quarterback, he can't stay healthy. He gets hurt in training camp last year, gets hurt at the end of the year last year. Grant Calcantara injured throughout his pro career or college career. I'm sorry. And so it's funny because you got Jack Stoll is obviously available. He's obviously willing to learn and be better, but he just sometimes there's just limitations you can't control. And then you got Tyree and Grant who just can't stay healthy. So it's going to be interesting how this kind of plays out because you just got bodies you're just not ready to play. So I think that's kind of what's probably going to happen. You're just going to have to wait and see what goes down. But I just want Dallas Goedert to just solidify himself as a top 5 tight end this year. Like I want by the end of this year, it's like no question. Like you put him in the conversations with the Kittles, with the Ertzes, with the what am I forgetting on? Darren Wallers, right? I want him in that type of Travis Kelce. I want him in that type of conversation. Like legitimately, not like like legit, like, oh yeah, Dallas Goedert too. Yeah, that he's in there. I'm still worried about like the drops got to stop with Dallas Goedert. Like that was a big problem with him last year. The drops have to stop with him. He's got the potential to be a top 5 tight end, but he just has to polish up his game. So it's a room that's a lot of fun, man. I haven't had this in Eagles history, especially my old heads. Yeah, they don't know what this is like. So it's a fun room, and obviously a lot of what their production is going to be has to do with Jalen Hurts and his development and him improving upon and being able to read the room and the field a little bit quicker and being able to get the ball out too. All right, guys, that's going to do it for Eagles Talk Live. Appreciate everyone coming on and hanging out, talking some Birds. We'll be back at it again next week. We'll be looking back at everything that's been going on with the Birds. We'll obviously also be looking at next week. We'll be looking at the offensive line, breaking down the offensive line room in that position, and we'll see what we got going into 2022, 2023. Guys, thank you so much for checking it out. Really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If you want to be a part of the family, all you got to do is subscribe to the channel. It is that simple. We talk Philly sports all the time, so don't ever miss out on any of this Philly sports content. Ladies and gentlemen, a quick reminder, you can always watch this, you can always listen to this wherever you stream podcasts. We're available on Apple, Spotify, under Oi and Philly Sports, and you can find that wherever you stream podcasts. This is sponsored by Lots Rain Watches. If you haven't already, make sure you guys check out Lots Rain Watches, and make sure you guys use my promo code Parcero Philly for 10% off of your purchase of a Lots Rain watch. Ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name of El Parcero Philly, and I'm telling you guys, let's go Birds. Talk to you guys soon.